If you're tired of loading into Interchange and getting lost in the dark, or getting one-tapped while looting the tech spawns, or maybe you're curious about the expansion that they added to the map with the 1.0 release, then this Interchange map guide for 2025 is for you. Hey guys, and welcome back to Tarkov University. Today we're breaking down everything you need to know about Interchange, one of Tarkov's most iconic maps. We're going to cover a lot, so buckle up. This is an enormous map. We're going to cover the spawn areas, the primary extracts you're going to want to use, the main callouts for you and your squads, the best loot locations, pathing suggestions based on where you spawned and what your goals are, and even how to survive the scav boss Killa if you're hunting him. And of course, we are going to include the main highlights from the enormous expansion that was just added to this map with the release of 1.0. And lastly, I have nearly 4,000 hours in Tarkov, so I will leave you with some PvP tips special for this map and other things I've learned along the way. Whether you're brand new to Tarkov, want to improve your indoor PvP and money runs, or maybe you're a veteran looking for info on the new expansion, this guide will help you master Interchange and walk out rich. Interchange is a massive 3-story shopping mall surrounded by parking lots, highways, and open fields, and with the addition of the new expansion, dense woods. It's a hybrid map, part indoor labyrinth and part outdoor flanking routes. The main mall complex is what's known as the Ultra Mall, and knowing its layout is everything. Before we discuss the individual stores inside the mall, let's go over some key landmarks so you can orient yourself when looking on the map. The Ultra Mall is the main building in the center of the map. It has 3 levels: the basement or the underground parking area, the first floor, which is the main store and warehouse level, and the second floor, which has even more stores and the food courts. Most of the PvP happens in and around this building. First up, let's quickly discuss the parking garages. These are located underneath the mall. The loot here is decent. There are some weapon boxes, etc. if you look around the tents. But because the main loot is on the first and second floor of the mall, the parking garage is mainly used for flanking during fights and getting up to the first floor from different locations. You will find escalators leading up all around the place, as well as the iconic hole in the ground that leads up to KIBA and down to the safe room extract. Idea, Ollie, and Goshen are the 3 major store wings that form the shape and boundaries of the mall. Keep in mind that every one of these areas is typically highly contested, so always keep your guard up when you're poking around. Idea is in the north. This is filled with industrial loot, screws, nails, and weapon boxes. There's also high-tier loot like graphics cards and Tetrises scattered around the office area. To get there, just head up the escalator at the Idea entrance and through the double doors to the left. The valuable tech loot will be scattered around on the tabletops as you enter, and on the shelves in the storage area in the back. Don't forget to loot the computers while you're at it. Ollie is to the south. This area is filled to the brim with high-tier hardware, hideout materials, and valuable barter items. Turn on your flashlight while looting if you need it, and make sure to check all of the shelves throughout the department. The offices in the back have some computers and solid loose loot spawns, and the offices in the front are usually vacant, so if you find yourself in trouble, this is a great spot to retreat to for patching yourself up. Goshen is the grocery store to the east of the mall. It is a huge grocery area packed with food items all over the shelves. Behind all of these locations is the warehouse area in the back of the mall. You can find loose barter items and hideout materials all along the shelves. For PvP, this is a great route to flank or to top off your bag on the way to an extract. The power station is located northeast of the mall. It's a solid spot for some good early loot and PvP. On the main floor, you'll find some toolboxes and random scattered loose loot. And in the office, you'll find cabinets, computers, and even graphics cards on these shelves. The power station is where you're going to need to go to activate the power switch to open all the locked doors inside the mall, like the KIBA weapon store and the Ultra Medical Closet. With the new expansion, they added a ton of loot on the roof, so make sure you pop up there to get some extra goods. The highway area is a common spawn area and landmark. You can easily identify this by the number of tents and connexes scattered about. Another primary landmark is the Embercom checkpoint extract. This is located on the southeast side behind Ollie and on the back side of the mall. This is always going to be one of your primary extracts and is always available for PMCs and scavs that spawned on the north or to the west. To use this extract, head all the way towards the back of the trucks and your timer will start. It is very easy to spot and be spotted by people when you're heading to this extract, so make sure you've taken pain meds and have a full stamina bar as you approach. The other landmark that doubles as an extract is the railway exfil. This is located on the northwest side beyond Idea in the front of the mall. The railway exfil is typically available for PMC and scavs that spawn on the south or to the east. To reach this from the east, just follow the northern wall across the highway and keep going all the way up through the construction area. The extract is essentially inside this tunnel. You can reach this from the south as well by crossing the fields and going behind the train. Make sure you watch out for snipers and those dirty extract campers as you approach. In the old days, everybody outside the mall was either rotating or extracting, and all of the loot was typically focused in or around the Ultra Mall. With the new expansion that we'll discuss soon, you'll see that this has changed. We already covered the Emercom and Railway exfil extracts, so let's go over the other two primary extracts that you're going to use. The vehicle extract is located in the northeast behind the power station. This is a one-time use extract that costs rubles. As always, I recommend keeping 20,000 rubles in your secure container if you plan on using car extracts during your raids. Lately, I've had to take a little bit more because I've been a bit of a bad scav. If you didn't know about scav karma, when you kill scavs as a player scav, your reputation with fence goes down, and the cost to use a vehicle extract goes up. So it's probably best to just be a good scav if you care about those things. I'd like to take a moment to pour one out and pay respects to the hole in the fence extract. This was once my favorite extract on this map, but it's been removed with the new 1.0 release and interchange expansion. Hole in the fence, you'll be missed. The last primary extract we're going to talk about is the Safe Room extract. To use this, first the power switch will have had to been turned on inside the power station. You can find it on the wall outside the offices. Second, you'll need to interact with the urinal in the burger restaurant bathroom on the second floor. To find the urinal in the burger restaurant, just head up the escalator outside the KIBA weapons store, turn left, go all the way to the back, and into the right bathroom. Make sure you have the Object 11 SR keycard to swipe on the reveal terminal. After all this is done, just head down the KIBA escalator. I actually like to jump on it and sprint down and make as much noise as possible like a psycho. Sprint to the left by the KIBA store and head down the hole in the ground. Once down there, head to the back corner to the left and the door to the extract will be opened. Inside here, you'll find tons of valuable gold spawns as well as weapon mods and crates. Hit the switch on the wall to close the door and begin the extract timer. This safe room is high risk, but it's wicked fun to use, especially if you have a squad. The scav extracts on Interchange also include the Railway exfil or Emercon, so I generally just use those. As always, check your extract list immediately after you spawn in. Knowing your exit early can prevent you from wandering around in circles. Now let's talk about the best loot runs based off spawn points and some common PvP zones with special emphasis on the mall area itself. We will talk about loot runs involving the new expansion after this section, since most people will still be going inside the mall when they come to Interchange. Note, for each of these spawns, I'm going to give you two route suggestions. The first will be an aggressive speed route that is more high risk, high reward. This aggressive route will be more dangerous and likely involve more PvP. The second route I'll give you will be safer and more low-key and probably lead to less PvP. If you spawn anywhere by Emercom, the aggressive route is to sprint up the back ramp and get inside the mall ASAP through the open doors leading to the warehouse area. Quickly head inside Ollie and sprint all the way to the front and into the mall. You're going to first scan and loot all the shelves of Texaco for graphics cards and Tetrises and other high tier loot. Then you're going to sprint up the nearest escalator to get to Tech Light and look for similar items. Once you've done that, get your rifle ready because players are going to be coming at you from every direction. Be ready for a fight. Now the safe route is going to be to head up the ramp and loot the hideout materials inside Ollie or the computers in the back offices, and then you can head to Power for the car extract or work your way to Railway exfil. If you spawn to the east side of the mall where a hole in the fence used to be, head inside the underground parking lot and turn the corner to find a quick way up to the first floor of the mall. Head through the tents and turn left towards Avocado. You'll likely be the first player to get to Rasmussen, and then you can loot Texaco and even head up to Tech Light. Once again, prepare for lots of combat doing this. The safe route here would be to go underground and upstairs just like in the aggressive route, but instead of pushing into the mall, just loot the back warehouses and then maybe head to Power for some more loot. If you spawn by the power station, regardless of the path you want to take, always turn on the power switch. This will enable you to extract inside the mall if you want, or if you want to quiet down the map, this will encourage the Chads of Interchange to extract early through the safe room. Now the aggressive route here is to run up the ramp towards the mall, go inside through the entrance to the right, and then continue right towards the IDEA offices for some tech loot. Doing this, you're most likely going to have to fight the people that entered through the front of the mall. After this, you can head towards the inside of the mall for more action. Your choices are to loot Emercom Medical Room, or perhaps Mantis, or you could even head upstairs and sprint across the front to catch players at Tech Light. The passive route would be to just loot the power station and warehouse area, and then mosey your way on over to the extract. Note that if you spawn here and do not turn on the power, I can almost guarantee that players are going to swoop in fairly quickly for both loot and to hit that power switch, so expect a fight. Now if you spawn to the south or midwest of the highway, the aggressive route will be to head to the front of Ollie or up the main mall entrance and head towards Texaco. From here, once again, you'll go up the escalator to Tech Light, and so on. A safer route would be to loot the scav camp by the highway, or even head further west to the new expansion. If you spawn in the backfields or northern part of the map, you're going to sprint into the IDEA entrance and loot the tech inside the IDEA offices. Remember, the people that are being aggressive from power will fight you here. From there, I like to head towards the main mall entrance and turn left to loot the computers in the Goshen office area. From any spawn, the best loot inside the mall is going to be Texco, Texlite, Rasmussen, Emercom, Mantis, KIBA, the Emercom closet upstairs, and the safe room in the underground. Now let's discuss what I consider to be the highlights from the new expansion. This list is not going to be comprehensive and include stuff like, oh hey, they added this store or that car as scenery or cover, but I'm going to include and discuss what I consider to be the most important aspects of the new expansion and all of the good new high tier loot areas. You will see they added so many great routes and high tier loot all around the outside of the map, and they even pushed the boundaries of the exterior of the map. It's honestly amazing. This expansion to Interchange has changed this map for me. It's made it way less one-dimensional and in contention for my new favorite map. First up, Battle State pushed the map way out beyond the highway to the west of the map. There are a few ways to access this from the north or the south, but I'm going to show you how to get there from the highway in case you spawn there. Just go beyond the blue wall and you can jump and glide up these cliffs. There is tons of high tier loot scattered around here, so definitely have yourself a look around. For example, I found a bottle of moonshine just chilling on one of these tables. The next new loot location is to the southwest of the map on the bottom of the highway. If you go here, you'll find tons of loose medical, ammo, and food spawns scattered around. This is also where you can transit to customs if that's something you're looking to do. Once again, as a longtime fan of Tarkov, these new loot locations are incredible. I never really liked Interchange because all the good loot was inside the mall with just hidden caches being scattered outside. It was just too one-dimensional for me. Now you could come to Interchange and never even set foot inside the mall. Wild. Next up is just outside the southwest corner of Ollie and west of the Emercom extract. There is a new camp set up here that looks like some sort of UNTAR or terror group camp. A lot of these new camps are reminiscent of what they did on Woods, except a little smaller. Here you're going to find loads of medical spawns. I was able to find my Salewis here as well as other good painkillers. The next major change, in my opinion, is the part of the map between the Emercom extract and the power station. There are a few new loot locations here, like another little camp where you can find medical spawns, weapons, and armor. But the best part about this little expansion is that it eliminates a lot of the choke points between Emercom and Power, and it gives players new options when they come to the map for loot instead of just sprinting inside the mall. I really like how they added loot on top of the power station. You used to just go up there to snipe and get your headshots for the Shooter Born in Heaven quest, but now there are weapon crates and loose loot scattered around, so it adds some variety. They also opened up the wall outside the power station, so you have many more ways to approach this building than before. This is great if you're trying to attack it or if you need to escape. They also greatly expanded the woods area between the power station and the railway exfils, so again, this just eliminates a lot of previous choke points. Let's quickly discuss the scav boss of Interchange known as Killa. Killa can spawn in many different locations inside of each floor inside the Ultra Mall, especially near Goshen, Brutal, and KIBA. He's typically armed with an RPK or Golnik ammo, and note that this is lethal even against Classics armor. Killa is going to come heavily protected. His Killa helmet and Killa armor are among the best protection you can get in this game. A great strategy for hunting him is to use flash or frag grenades to flush him out from hiding. Once he runs out, aim for headshots or leg meta based on the ammo you brought and strategy that you want to use to take him down quickly. The grenades are going to cause him to use a voice line, and this will give his position away. You can also tell when somebody's hunting Killa if you hear random flashbangs going off all around the map. Lastly, I'd like to close with some survival tips and things I've learned after nearly 4,000 hours in Tarkov. First up, Interchange is all about sound. You're going to be able to hear gunshots from almost anywhere inside and outside the mall. More than that though, you can hear footsteps creeping and sprinting very well inside the mall. Honestly, it's hard to remain hidden inside the mall if you're moving around or looting at all. You can even hear people walking casually on the other side of thick walls. It's important you keep this in mind. The Interchange Mall is the rattiest part of the entire game because of this reason. Too many players will just pick a dark corner and sit there for ages listening for unsuspecting players that they can pick off. It's okay if they want to play the game this way, but just know that it's possible to get killed because they're doing this. The next tip is to bring a flashlight. You should basically always have a flashlight on your gun regardless of the map you're playing. Interchange is unique though in that it's just so dark inside the mall if that power is off. Some extra visibility when pushing other players is going to give you a massive advantage. For optics, I typically recommend a 1x6. These scopes are perfect for clearing rooms or zooming in down the long hallways inside the mall. Honestly, I almost always recommend bringing something with zoom for Interchange. Class 4 armor is going to be a minimum requirement in my opinion, unless it's a very early wipe and you're doing budget loadouts. Killa and other players often run ammo that can pen class 5 and 6 armor here, so heavy armor won't always save you. Grenades are going to be your best friend on this map. I usually bring at least 2 or 3 because grenades can flush out camping players and also be used to check if Killa's hiding somewhere around a corner. Next, take advantage of the verticality inside the mall. If you need to, you can look down the holes from the second floor and shoot players moving around the ground floor. You can also do other things like climb up the boxes behind the hole in the ground to get a great vantage point all the way down the main hallway. As always, imagine the map as a playground. And that is your complete Interchange map guide for 2025 in Escape from Tarkov. If this guide helped you out, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Tarkov content. Let me know in the comments down below which map you want me to do next. At this point, I'm thinking I need to do Ground Zero or perhaps Reserve for you guys. If perhaps you're looking to run duos or trios or maybe just find some squad mates, please consider joining the new Discord we just set up. Our community members are great, and I'm sure that you're going to find good people to raid with. You can look for the link to the Discord in the description. As always, thanks for watching. I'm Ghost, and I'll see you in the next raid.